Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on our organizing series. I loved to organize, and then I had a set of twins and kind of went into survival mode, and it's been years and I'm coming out of it and realizing again how much I love things organized. When you have a system that fits you, you will find you are happier and you are so much more productive. But we kind of ebb and flow, right, with our desire to be organized and our ability to maintain it. That's totally normal. When you take some time to create your own system, something that really fits you, that's doable for you, you will spend less time hunting for things and more time being productive. And that's really what I want for you. So I'm going to share some things that have worked for me, and feel free to adapt. Everybody does this a little bit differently, but I hope it provides a little more clarity and inspiration for you. And if you have a comment, if there's something that really works for you, please put it in the comments section so that we can all learn together. But my hope is after this that you have some aha moments and you're thinking about how to be more organized in the space that you have. So what is my favorite organizing tool? It is a cart. There's lots of things that I use to organize. But my good friend Lauren at Craft Some Joy, for my birthday one year, got me this rolling cart. And she said, Jeanette, you will love this. It will change how you scrapbook. And that is true, because there's so many things that you need at your fingertips. But if they're all over your space, you have less space to actually scrapbook. So I thought we would go over today exactly what I have in my cart and why I use it. And if you have a cart, I would love to know what you keep in your cart. So please put that in the comments section as well. My friend bought the cart at Michael's, and I noticed at the time that I'm recording this video, Michael's is having a 20% off sale off their regular priced items. So you might be able to pick this up at even a better price. But they have 3 different carts. The first one's called the Lexington, and it's a smaller, lightweight cart that might work for you, but it's narrower, and I think it would be better if you got one of the 2 bigger carts. And so it cannot hold much weight. And you need it to hold a little bit of weight because you're putting different things in it. So the Gramercy rolling cart has a pegboard, and it has some ribbon dowels and things that are already attached to it. And that could be good for storing other types of things. This one is called the Hudson. And it's the Hudson rolling cart by Simply Tidy. And it's similar to the Gramercy cart, but you customize it yourself. You can see these little cart bins here. I put some tape runner in, and you can just snap them on the inside or the outside of your cart, however you would like. I used to have some on the outside of my cart on both sides, but for me, I found it's working better. It kind of keeps these in check. If I have a row here, and I really, when I pull it out, I kind of want this side. This is the side that's most accessible to me. I just don't even want to reach over there. I kind of like all of mine on this one side. So again, it's customizable, and you decide what works for you. If you have shopped at Michael's before and you know they have a rewards program, I would get signed up for that if you haven't already and get a few perks. So shopping their sales to get the best pricing, and just go inside the store and take a look at the difference between the Lexington, the Gramercy, and this one, which is called the Hudson, to see how they would work for you. So I would recommend you put your heavier items on the bottom of the cart, or the items that you use the least. So yes, you want access, but this right here should be what you're using all the time so that you can get to it really quickly. Some people use these for their die cutting machines or for laminators, depending on the size of their equipment. A friend of mine has 3 of these different carts, and that's how she keeps a lot of her machines. So if they work for you, go for it. I'm not affiliated with Michaels in any way, but I do really like these organizers. So I have purchased a fair amount of the Simply Tidy products, and I will show you the others in future videos. So let's look at each layer of the cart, and if you have a cart, let me know what you use. Just put it in the comments section. One thing I really love is that this is evolving. This can change and will change. Just like I said, I had some on both sides and I thought, oh, that's great, I'm going to fill up this whole thing. But I found I wouldn't even reach over very often to this side. So everything is on this side of my cart. So then when I roll it in and pull it out, it's all right there for me. So what I use to organize a lot of my things are these 5x7 photo boxes from Creative Memories. And they have a product called the 5x7 photo box, and it comes with 6 of these cases. And then it also comes, grab this, with a big outer case. And you can store your 6 cases inside here if you would like to. I will go into this a little bit later on how I use this larger box, but for me, it was easier to have them right inside my cart. I don't use them for photos, although you could. They are made from polypropylene, which is a safe plastic for photos, but I use them for gathering my little things and keeping them together. And the trick here is the little clasp, right? If these work well, everything's good. If these don't work well and they flip open, then they're a pain. So I have never had one from Creative Memories not snap down well, but I have had others that I've bought not snap. So it's all about this little snap here and getting it to be high quality for you so that it keeps everything contained. And that's really my number 1 organizing tip for you. Keep what you want to use closest to you and accessible, and then you'll actually use it. And it's easier for you to put it away, right? Because putting it away is not as fun as bringing it out. And so you want to make it easy and keep your things separated so that you can quickly get to them and quickly put away. So I keep adhesive here. I keep tape chips, which are like the old company's photo splits. I keep those in one. I keep foam tape, foam squares. I keep my liquid adhesive in here. I have a labeling kit, and I have a pen. How many times have you run around looking for the right pen to label something? I keep a couple in here with my Avery Ultra Tab labels and other things that I use to label something with. So I can just grab this, label it, and put it back. I have a journal kit with the same thing where I have pens that I use a lot, a white eraser, and some of the autocorrect kind of Write Again adhesive is what we used to call it, right here on the back where you could cover something. All of that is right here. So when I go to journal, I can grab this and get my journaling done and put it back. I can't tell you how many times I've looked for a black pen that had good ink in it to start my journaling. And I finally decided, okay, that needs a little box. Then I have my peekaboo pockets. I always keep a couple packs in here. Here's the 4x4s. These are the 4x6, 5x7s, 3x4s. If you haven't used peekaboo pockets, you need to watch my video on these. These make your albums so fun and interactive. But I like to keep the sizes separated. There is a new size coming out. The 3x3 is now available. And what I love is these are clear. All I have to do is pick it up. Yep, I have plenty of those. I don't need to order yet. Or I'm getting low. I need some more of this size. So you want to keep things visually in front of you as much as possible. That has helped me a ton. Just that one principle. Keep it visually in front of you rather than sticking it away somewhere where you can't see it. And then you have to go dig to try to find it. Do I need some more of that? Another thing that I've loved are the memory tabs. These are the colored memory tabs Creative Memories made. And I use them a lot with my peekaboo pockets. There's a punch now that you can use to make this same type of thing and have it coordinate with any of the papers that you're using. So they're all fun. I'm using this up, and when I do, I can just take this off and put another tab with something else here. But right now, those are the things that I'm really using a lot of. Right here in this little bin, again, you want to grab things and contain them like things go together. So all of this is my repositionable tape. I love this tape. I use it more than any other tape. And for a while, it came, oops, not that one. It came in these blue containers. But you can see that the refill is actually green. And so occasionally they come out with different colored cases. And this may sound silly, but I love the green case. I can see right away that's repositionable tape versus all of my blue ones. I have to look to see what's inside. So these don't last forever, but I have kept refilling them. And so I have this blue one with the green inside, but this is very easy to recognize, and I often grab this first. But I keep all of these in this one container because I'll do something and I can drop it in. And that way it doesn't get underneath my papers, my embellishments, all of that stuff. I can see right away where it is and grab it again. So because the cart is close to me, that works really well. I also have a little pad. It's like a polishing cloth that's soft that I can use to straighten out over my photos if I want to. And I also have some of this powdery tool from EK Tools. If you ever have tried this before, it's just to take the stickiness off your stickers until you're ready to place them. So I keep that here just because it sticks up right there and it's really easy to grab. On this side, I have another one of these, an extra. Again, you want to keep like things together, right? And here I have some alcohol prep pads. I use these to clean off like my multi-purpose tool. Sometimes things just get gummy. Your scissors get a little gummy. And if you wipe them off with one of these wipes, it just kind of cleans them. So I keep that there. On this side, I have my vellum refills because I don't use them as much as these or my regular ones. So I have 3 different containers here. Creative Memories now makes the vellum, and the refill is orange here. And it goes right inside. Over here, obviously, little Post-it notes, bigger Post-it notes. I sometimes need those. On this side, I have some Avery color coding labels that I've been thinking about using with my magnetic die cut sheets. And I have a couple things of Post-it tape that I keep over here. And then in my back little bin, these are my older adhesives that I want to use. There's photo splits. It's amazing that they're still sticky after all this time, but they are. I have mounting corners. I have older photo tape. I have another polishing cloth in here. I have one of these little mini tape runners. So these are older products, but they're still sticky, and I want to use them up. I don't use them as much as this, but if they're visual, I'll get into it, right? So they need to be accessible for me to do that. Let me move this up a wee bit so we can come on this side and look in this bin. Okay, this is the prime spot for me right here. I have my scissors, a multi-purpose tool, the little scraper for my die cut machine, and the little pick that I use all the time for my die cuts. This right here is what I'm grabbing the most. And so I keep that the closest to me. This right here is regular strength tape runner and an extra strength tape runner. So those are here. This is a mini case. This is more different cases that Creative Memories came out with. They came out with some special different cases. And I keep those here. Those are regular tape runners next to these regular tape runners, while all this, again, is repositionable. On this far side, I have a few markers that I like to use. I have my little pickup. I don't know what we call this. Just a little dabber thing that picks up small pieces. I have more multi-purpose tools. So I use a lot of those. I have several of these photo labeling pencils. Some are black on one end and white. Others are just blue. I've had them for years. But if I need to label something, I don't want to be digging through a box trying to find it. So I grab that. I have some little tweezers for tiny things to poke out. I have some other tweezers and just regular pencils. So that is what I have on my top tier. And I would love to know what you have and what you use the most of. And then we'll move to the second tier. Some of the collections that Creative Memories has put out have come with these cute little epoxy stickers. And this is the Wanderlust collection, and it has little arrows, airplanes, some words, a little suitcase. They're really cute. The only problem I had was I couldn't remember which collections had these little goodies in order to go look for them, and I couldn't remember what colors they were, and so I wasn't really using them. And so I came up with another format that has worked so much better for me. I took my little cases out of the larger box, and so I had this box, and you can see it will fit these cases in it. These were some layered embellishments that I wasn't using. And I thought, I really do like them. I just don't remember that I have them when I go to embellish, and I could use them in different places. Like this little guy, you know, happy little moments. It's so cute. It's done. It has the scalloped edge. I love it. But I wasn't using it because it wasn't accessible. And so I made a little box of smaller embellishments, and I keep this on the second shelf of my rolling cart. And inside, I put these little envelopes and labeled them. I have some white journaling boxes, so if I could quickly grab something, I'm more likely to journal. And then I have one for natural journaling boxes, okay? Spargo journaling boxes. I have one for colored photo mats. I got this as a free gift when I purchased something else. And there's different places I could put it. I could put it kind of with my fall stuff, because that's just how my brain works in looking at these colors. I think of fall. But I had my journaling things in here, and these are all small little boxes. So it makes sense to me to put them together. So that's my tip number 2 for you, is organize how your brain works. This works for my brain. When I found a bunch of these little epoxy stickers in other collections, I just made a topic or a group, beachy tropical. That's just what I think of when I see that. Primary colors, that's what I think of. I got some extra Christmas from the Welcome Gnome collection. I could stick them all in here until I'm ready to open them. I got several of those. I have a holiday fancy, little dots, little gemstones that came in different places. And then I can just grab it when I'm doing my embellishing and work from here instead of thinking, okay, what collection had something like that? Here's something earthy, like that Wanderlust. To me, that's earthy. And I might be able to use it for camping. I might be able to use it in the fall. But I might not remember that I had these in a travel collection. So to me, if I went by colors, that makes more sense to my brain. Then when I started using these die cut shapes, which I'm loving, then I had a little envelope to put my circles, my squares, my rectangles, that type of thing. And so I have those labeled in here. Do I need small circles? Do I need 2-inch or larger circles? I have a little envelope for partial circles because sometimes I just cut them in half and use a part of it. So if that's all I need, I can run in here and grab something really quickly. I have one for hearts because I did a heart collection. So I keep any of my extras in there. Scallop circles, I did a few colored shapes and I put those in there. I could put those back in my blue paper, with my blue paper, but I probably wouldn't look for them there. And they're all cut and they're uniform. I would use them faster if I knew they were right here. So if I ever do colored shapes, I put those inside. I have one for squares. I love that little scallopy square. And then I have one for rectangles. I use those a lot with little word strips or stickers inside. And I just think, how cute is that, right? It's darling. It makes everything cuter. So I like having those accessible and cutting a few extra so I wouldn't get out my die cut machine and just cut one. I have a few extra in here to try to work with. These are my partially cut ones. Same thing. I have one for tags. I have one for garland banners. I'm in love with these. I think these are super fun. And I have a collection of those that you can purchase if you like the same kind of things I do. These are partial garland banners and tags. Sometimes you just need, 3 coming across a picture or across a journal box, and so you cut them. So I have some of that. I have some Celebrate. You get the idea. I accidentally ordered stamps. I thought these were dies, and so I stuck them there. But that can be fun for stamping. So I have some embossing folders in here, and then an extra folder here. It has a little flap on it. And if you want to know where I got these on Amazon, and there's a link on my website. You can go to makesweetmemories.com and click on the shop, and then shop my favorite things, and you'll see the link to this. So you'll know this is the envelope that fits in this size box. So there's all different sizes of these kinds of things on Amazon, and they come with the little labels. But this is my little embellishing box. So I can get that out and put it on my workspace, and then when I'm done, just snap it and put it back on the second tier of my cart. I have a ton of pens, and I love to journal. I have micro pens, I have dot pens, cali pens, round tip pens, and if I keep them like this, then they're stored horizontally. You don't want to store them vertically. It helps with your ink flow if you store them horizontally. And I have had my pens for a really long time, but I like having those on the second tier of my cart. So I'm going to put those back. Tried to find a way that I could show you what's exactly in here. So I took a picture so that you can see I have brush pens, I have metallic pens, lots of pens here, and then a couple of different organizers. And then on the side, you just grab this so you can see. I just keep rulers, something for my die cutting machines, more scissors, little things to poke with, right? It's just snapping on to the second tier, and it's positioned in a way that it won't, it's positioned in the front, so it won't bother my embellishing box when I'm trying to take it in and out, if that makes sense. And then my bottom, the very bottom, I keep a couple of empty boxes. These are the older card boxes. When I am working, I like to cut little things and put them in a box so that I can find them. And so I end up with stuff like this as I'm embellishing, little pieces of things that I might want to use on the next page, but if I don't contain them somehow, they go everywhere. So I like using these little boxes, and I keep some empty boxes on the bottom shelf, the third, because I don't get in and out of there that much. I do print at home, and so I purchased Red River paper, and that's what I use to print my photos. And I have 8x10 size, 5x7, 4x6. And again, these are unopened, the big ones opened. But then I keep a couple right here that tell me 4x6, 5x7. These are the Ultra Pro Luster 300, and that's what I use to print on. And I'll be doing another video showing my printing at home, but that's what I keep on the bottom. And when I need to print, I can grab this, stick it next to my printer and start printing, and I can visually see, do I have an extra pack or do I need to order again? That is really helpful to me. And then on the side, I keep my old scallop scissors. Remember these, you guys? And hole punches of different sizes. I have a heart one. I have straight ones. I have this cool tool one from Creative Memories. I keep these on the bottom too. So I have access, but I don't get in them as much as the other product. So I have a picture of those that I can show you to show you I have 2 of them lined up right by each other that have all my different hole punches and other little tools in. So how many of you use a cart? I'm so curious. If this is old news to you, if you've been using it forever or not. I love that it rolls. So you can stick it in a closet if you need to, or you can take it out with you to the kitchen if that's where you're scrapbooking. I just love that it's mobile. And that's something that I've really loved about it. I love having easy access to the things I use the most. And it just helps for them to have a home. I know exactly where my tape chips are. I could tell anybody, if I'm in the basement, hey, go get my tape chips. They're on the top level of my cart. Everybody could find them, right? It's just part of my system. And if you keep things in the same place, you stay within a system that's working for you. The problems start when you go outside the system, when you don't put the tape chips back, right? And they're somewhere on your desk and then they get scooped up and they're, they could be anywhere. So that's the problem when you go outside your system. So you need to do this the way that your brain works and with what you use the most. But you just have to have a home for your things. Having something be evolving is also important. I can take these out. Some of these could go on the second shelf if there's something else I find that I really need up here. So you can easily add or shift things to another location if you find that you're not using them as much. So make this system work for you, but if you haven't tried a cart, I highly recommend it. For 30 years, I scrapbooked without a cart. I'm not sure how I did that. This is an integral part of my scrapbooking system because it helps me get so much more done and it cleans off the horizontal space, right? We want to go vertical whenever we can or tuck it. And I tuck mine underneath my work desk. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that in the next video. So thanks for stopping by. Please let me know your thoughts about this. And if there's something that's working really well for you, please share. We all want to know that. I'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.